Alright, Brainiacs, buckle up, it's go time. I'm Hugo the Honey Badger, buzzed and ready, tail twitching, claws itching, so let's pounce on today's mind blower. No guts, no glory, let's roll. Ever think sheep could solve a mystery? Like, why would a fluffy floof need a clue? Brace yourselves for a crazy ride. Today's topic is The Sheep Detectives, a mystery comedy where a whole flock becomes super sleuths to solve their shepherd's whodunit. Perfectly perplexing and totally brilliant. Here's the scoop. The Sheep Detectives is a 2026 movie directed by Kyle Balda and written by Craig Mazin based on a book called 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan. It mixes real people on screen with CGI animals so the sheep look real, blink and butt heads for real. Framestore animated the flock and Clear Angle Studios helped with the fancy effects capture. Christoph Beck brings the music magic and the credits jam out with a remix of I'm Gonna Be, 500 Miles. Get a load of this, folks. The story happens in Denbrook, a cute English village with stone cottages, soggy meadows, and hedges like green mazes. George Hardy, played by Hugh Jackman, reads murder mysteries to his sheep every night so the flock learns detective tricks from stories. Then one day, George is found dead by his trailer, one hand stained blue, the other green. Whoa! Color-coded clue alert. Enter the Woolly Whiz Kids. Lily the Ewe, voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, is a mystery fan with sharp eyes. Mopple the Merino Ram, voiced by Chris O'Dowd, remembers everything. He's like a walking, bleeding library. Sebastian, the tough Castle Milk Morat Ram, voiced by Bryan Cranston, brings brawn and a big heart. This trio is like magnifying glass, notebook, and bodyguard, all in fluffy form. And now, hold on to your fur. This next bit is bonkers. The sheep have a wild worldview. They think death only happens in stories, that they turn into clouds when they die, and they can will themselves to forget stuff that hurts. At first that sounds cozy, but the tale shows how forgetting feelings can hide danger. Mopple keeps the memory safe, even when it stings. That balance is the heart of the story. Memory can hurt, but it also helps us heal. Stay curious, little one, because that idea drives every clue. On the human side, there is Tim Derry, the only cop in town, played by Nicholas Braun, trying to figure things out. There's Elliot, a reporter played by Nicholas Galitzine, poking around and pushing for answers. And there's solicitor Lydia Harbottle, played by Emma Thompson, reading George's will. When the will opens, we learn George had twins long ago. Rebecca Hampstead, played by Molly Gordon, shows up from the U.S., and Peter Van Buren joins by phone from South Africa. Suddenly, moolah motives go bananas. George secretly made a fortune after selling a patent for a blue-colored Oraf medicine. Big blue bucks. And old Will would have sent $30 million to the SPCA. But a new Will leaves the fortune to Rebecca. Now the village starts side-eyeing Rebecca. Cloud the sheep finds Rebecca's bangle in the meadow, and Tim spots Berry Gunk, the poison, are squished into her boot. So Rebecca is arrested. Things look bad. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy. The color clue. George's hands were stained blue from his medicine, but one palm turned green. How? Blue plus blonde hair dye equals green. That means the killer used hair dye. Elliot, the reporter's blonde, is not just sunny, it is sus. Tim connects the dye with other hints, and bam! Elliot is actually Peter in disguise. He forged the will to make Rebecca look guilty so he would inherit if she got convicted. Perfectly perplexing, solved fair and square. Meanwhile, while the human mystery unfolds, the flock faces danger beyond clues. Caleb, the neighboring shepherd, teams up with Butcher Ham and plans to send sheep to the chop shop. Lily and Mopple find out, which powers a daring rescue. Caleb's dogs attack. Sebastian returns to fight them off. He saves the others, but is bitten in the neck and dies. It is a brave, heavy moment. Lily has to face real loss, not cloud stories. Mopple tells her to remember him. Carrying love forward is how we heal. For real. Lily even talks to George's ghost. Not spooky, just heartwarming and gentle. And it helps her see that Rebecca was framed. Then comes a genius gag. Lily, Mopple, and a winter lamb paint a message with little hooves to get Tim's attention from jail. Picture tiny tap, 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 but in paint. That clue bridge connects sheep minds to human help. No magic translator needed. And for the big catch, twin rams Ronnie and Reggie headbutt Peter's getaway car. Kaboom! Stop right there. Yes, their names nod to famous British baddies, which is a cheeky wink. Peter is arrested. Rebecca is freed. Case closed. Fleece released. After the dust settles, Rebecca chooses kindness. She takes George's last name, keeps the meadow, and buys Caleb's French-speaking sheep to save them. Ooh la la, liberation with language. Back with the flock, Rebecca reads mysteries like George used to. Lily adopts the winter lamb and names him George. Lily looks up and sees a cloud that looks like Sebastian. Now the cloud idea is not denial, it is sweet remembrance. Pause for a moment. That is healing in motion. Speaking of wild stuff, check this out. The Cast Pack star Will Power. Live action stars include Hugh Jackman, Emma Thompson, Nicholas Braun, Nicholas Galitzine, Molly Gordon, Hong Chow, Tosin Cole, Kobna Holbrook-Smith, Conleth Hill, and more. Voices ballets with Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Lily, Chris O'Dowd as Mopple, Bryan Cranston as Sebastian, Regina Hall as Cloud, Patrick Stewart as Sir Richfield, Bella Ramsey as Zora, Rhys Darby as Wool Eyes, and Brett Goldstein as Reggie and Ronnie. Critics went woolly wild for the voices, especially Julia and Chris, who bring giggles and heart in equal measure. Behind the camera, filming happened across English counties like Buckinghamshire and Oxfordshire, plus Shepperton Studios. Frame Store made the animals feel alive. From horn curls to nose twitches, the sheep are real breeds too, like Shetland for Lily and Merino for Mopple, which helps you spot who's who by wool and horns. The movie launched around Mother's Day 2026 in the US, did strong business, and then leapt to streaming in June. Talk about sturdy legs or hooves, we're on a roll. Why does this matter? The story turns a cozy whodunit into a lesson on grief and memory that kids can handle and grown-ups can feel. The color mixing clue is something a sharp kid could notice. Blue plus blonde equals green. Fair play and science at work. And Mopple shows how communities need rememberers and forgivers both. Forgetting pain can keep you safe for a bit, but facing it lets you grow. Okay, switching rivers. Some folks debate the funny bits. A few reviewers think the human side jokes feel lighter than the sheep scenes. Others cheer the live-action stars, especially Emma Thompson's zingers and Hugh Jackman's warmth. Me, I say the contrast is the point. The people play it cool and steady so the flock can go wild and crazy. It is like salt and honey, both make the snack pop. Now for shockers. Sebastian used to be an underground prize fighter at a carnival, which makes his final brave stand hit like a thunderclap. The flock can choose to forget, which sounds silly at first, but becomes a big key to the mystery in their hearts. There is also that paint hoof message to the police and twins named after famous crooks ramming a car. This is bananas, but like cooler. My take, sheep detectives are brilliant. 10 out of 10 woolly whodunits, and hey, call me. I'm on the hunt for knowledge and snacks. A honey badger detective would crack cases and cashews. I rest my claws. You know, Detective Hugo Holmes, elementary, my dear. Okay, I will see myself out. Next up is a doozy. Rumor says a sneaky fox or a clever raccoon might be up to some nighttime trickery. Let's roar and explore soon. And that's the tail end of that tale. For real. Stay curious, little ones. Ooh, that was a wild ride.